Hi there. Busy Saturday again, lots of action lined up for you. Cricket action from the third test, Wimbledon, live football from the European Championships, the Olympics, racing from Haydock, the Open, the British Grand Prix, and snooker, of course. Bit of a fight to get it all in. I think we've managed it, though, so let's just take a look at the menu, shall we? Starting at 3 o'clock with the first ball of the fourth test, followed 6 seconds later by live uninterrupted coverage of the first 5 seconds of England's vital European Championship game against Poland, followed by a full 3 seconds of the opening ceremony of the Olympics from Barcelona, before we go to Wimbledon for a 7-second update on the tennis, followed by the run-up to the second delivery in the test, followed by 7 seconds of horse racing, 6 seconds of golf, 2 seconds of the Grand Prix, a quick plot from the snooker, cricket, tennis, horse racing, golf, Olympics, Grand Prix, tennis, Olympics, golf, football, snooker, tennis, football, and finally, boxing.
Hello there, my name's Brian Munich, and this is my Greyhound Stadium. Now, the doctors and surgeons will tell you that sport is very good for keeping you fit. So why not come down here and watch the doggies running like maniacs? I'm a sugarist. You know, and sport is also a very good source of material for comic comedians to make the funnies. I actually looked up the word sport in the dictionary for a giggle, and this is what it said. God's truth, it said sport, an athletic activity, sport or pastime, games, played by an individual or a team. So no great surprises there. Here's a few funnies to get you started.
You can see the concentration there on his face as he goes for the red, and the cue ball is travelling up the table now where Billie Jean King serves it. It's 2 games all, second set, having won the first set 6-3. A wonderful, wonderful little woman, this Mrs. King. Mrs. King, formerly known, of course, as the Queen. Here we see her wearing those frilly lace panties we've all become so familiar with. And they're off! Oh, and Farmer's Boy has gone into the lead, but number 9, Jenkins, following behind them, Jackson the third. Yellow Sands is there and coming fast on the inside is number 14. No, it's number 17. Jack and Doris Watts. Doris's dress is a brilliant cerise with silver lamy on the bodice. Always a joy to watch. Just going by at the back there is Myra Higgs. Myra was trained by the great Peggy Spencer and ridden by Lester Big.
Richard, fielded by Richards, and that brings it to 194 for 3, and 14 minutes.
Oh no.
I believe sports commentary is an art form in serious decline. In the old days, chaps like Wolstenholme and Maskell provided an educated, Christian analysis of the proceedings. These days, the commentary boxes seem to be full of hooligans. I don't want hysterics. Chaps like Motson and Gubber, obviously high as coats, snorting cannabis, ejaculating into their microphones, just because some overpaid wop ponce has done a tricycle kick from the halfway line.
Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes! That was a goal! Striker! Eat that! And another! Bing, bang, stick it in. Thank you and good night.
Twat! That was liquid football!
Shit! Did you see that? He must have a foot like a traction engine. Go!
1. Another 1.
But even on this evening's form, he shouldn't have any trouble with this shot, for goodness sake. Oh. This is extraordinary. That's the 5th easy shot he's missed on the trot. Something really seems to be upsetting his game. But David seems to be moving this way. Oh, temper. That's a pretty bad behavior from a former champion of any...
Thank goodness, actually, they're wearing gloves, because I've witnessed bare-knuckle boxing in a barn in Somerset about 3 years ago, and it was a sorry sight to see men goading them on in such a barbaric fashion, and I'm rather ashamed to say I was party to that goading. 2 men fighting as I saw in the barn that night, naked as the day they were born, and fighting the way God intended. Wrestling at points. I don't know if you've seen Women in Love, the marvellous scene by the fire. It kind of resembled that.
As the final of the World Snooker Championships is overrunning, the film will now start half an hour later than advertised and totally screw up everybody who has preset their video recorder.
You join us at Turnberry, then, for this year's Pro-Am Silly Trousers Tournament. You can wear the most ridiculous pair of pants in public. And first off the mark, Peter Oosterhuis. And my word, they are the most stupid strides I think I've ever seen. What a flamboyant little show-off he is. But here's the favourite. Here's where the money's going. It's Gene Littler, and it looks like, yes, he's wearing his pyjama bottoms. When it comes to wearing silly trousers, there are no flies on this man. What a professional. What a contender. What a prick.
Hi, dramatic developments here trackside. I can officially confirm that the lull in the action has now been reclassified as a delay, which has surprised many people because the word on everybody's lips was pause, but it seems to have completely bypassed that category, and now, well, we're only 2 stages away from official interruption status. It's interesting to note that were this delay to last several years, some of the dogs scheduled to race tonight would be dead, and the sand would lose its consistency, possibly needing to be resurfaced to re-achieve its dusty quality so favored by those canine athletes who run so splendidly upon its grains.
Hello again. The 6:30 delayed due to a collapsed paddock. They're just sorting that out. Men and women here wandering around like ants on an anthill. Good to see Platitude Queen, a renowned horse, well known for its sense of humour. Look at that wiggle. Marvellous. I don't know what that is. 2 to look out for. Number 1 there, Zainab Adawi's 20 Hotels, and number 3, Two-Headed Sex Beast. It's great to see the deaf catered for by these real characters in anoraks. Couple of youngsters there fooling around. Let's hope that that tomfoolery doesn't escalate into blind, ugly violence, which, let's face it, none of us want to see. 2 fat ladies, 88. Old bingo expression there. Although these ladies, I'm very sure, are not the kind of ladies who you'd find at the bingo hall. They're altogether a better class of fat lady. Look at that lovely girl there, chomping on a sandwich. Oh. I'm sure what that is. Hope it's, hope it's not a dead horse. They're not going to fit it in the back of a Volvo 340. Actually, I hope it isn't a dead horse.
Well, we've got a great day of sport lined up for you this afternoon, and I'm glad to say that the weather has been kind. There's no news of any cancellations at all in this afternoon's football. So let's just run through the events that we've got lined up for you this afternoon. Well, we've got 3 race meetings from Doncaster. The big race of the afternoon is the 2:15, the handicap mile at Doncaster.
I've got no E on my typewriter. Use an A. Use an A instead of the E. Oh.
May not be a starter in the Italian Grand Prix. We've got no indication at the moment of exactly what the problem is, but Murray Walker is our reporter out there.
It's the director. He wants us to move our things back in. We'll never be seen now.
Right, we've also got women's hockey this afternoon. That's always a popular event. 77,000.
Michael, you must be very thrilled with that result. Take us through the race.
Yes, well, I was not very happy with the car. And we had a lot of problems, and the car was not so good, I think, that, you know.
Yes, but you won. It's a great result for you. You must be very happy.
Well, we had a lot of problems with the car, and I was not so happy. It was very hard.
Yes, but you won.
I won, yes, but there were many problems, and it was very hard and difficult, and I was not happy at all with the car.
Yes, but you did actually win. Can I get that straight? You actually won the race.
With a lot of problems, yes, I won the race, but it was very hard.
Yeah, well, just leaving aside for the moment how hard it was, are you happy to have won the race?
Well, it was very difficult.
Yes, well, presumably it was difficult. Presumably that's why you get paid £500,000 per race and get as much sex as you can eat. I just need to know if this makes you happy, having won the race. Delighted, enchanté, over the frigging moon.
Well, we had a lot of problems.
Are you happy?
It was very difficult.
Are you happy?
Many problems.
Are you arsing well happy, you dismal, moaning French twat? You do a job that half of mankind would kill to be able to do, and you can have sex with the other half as often as you like. I just need to know if this makes you happy.
We had a lot of problems.
I am one of broadcasting's foot soldiers. It is my duty to obey orders from the anchorman on the front line. Anchormen are sweetly scented men, handsome and coiffured, and their shoes are not soiled with dog waste, and their slacks are not stained with globules of canine love fluids. Unlike these fluids, however, I am not bitter. Back to you in the studio.
What did our experts think?
Only me. He didn't want to let the ball in the goalkeeper. He wanted to save it so it wouldn't be a goal. He doesn't want to be there where he is. He wants to be there where the ball is. Then he can stop it going past.
Jimmy Hill?
Well, I agree with Don't. I mean, he certainly doesn't want to let the ball go into the back of the net, because that way, as any professional goalkeeper should know, a goal is scored, and he didn't want to do that.
He didn't want to do that?
And furthermore, taking the game as a whole, Wimbledon certainly made a very basic football error by allowing Manchester United to score more goals than they did, because that meant that they lost the game. And as a man of your experience will know, Des...
They didn't want to do that?
They didn't want to do that.
They didn't want to do that?
Indeed, they should have ensured that they scored more goals than they let in, thereby winning the game and not losing it, because losing games in football is not something they wanted to do.
Winning, yes. Losing, you don't want to do that. I'm glad to see I finally met someone of a like mind.
So, Ron, Aston Villa, after the departure of Ekiog, strangely out of sorts, their defence pulled wildly out of position, leading to that controversial penalty incident. Was the referee right to award it? Was it a penalty, Ron? Was he tripped outside and did he fall in the box, Ron? The linesman didn't flag, Ron. Football, Ron, small boys.
Oh, football, isn't it, you know? Small boys, marvellous.
The next guest is a man I admire even more than the first guest. To say he's a sportsman is trivial. To say he's a brilliant artist is nothing less than facile. To say he's a national hero capable of capturing the hearts and minds of millions in one simple stroke of genius is to concede immediate defeat to the pitiful inadequacies of language. Indeed, any attempt to describe or verbalise the globe of molten gold that fires at the centre of this human galaxy of perfection is profanity itself. The level of affection and esteem that I hold for this man is now so high that it constitutes a serious threat to my marital status. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Botham.
On to show jumping, and I managed to catch up with the Australian dazzler Katrina Parfitt after this morning's big horse event. Katrina, quick word. Let me say, you look fantastic on a horse.
Thank you very much.
You're like the Lone Ranger on Tonto.
Oh.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel disappointed. I didn't quite make it this time, but, you know, that's the way it goes.
I was personally gutted because I love those little touches you add, the way you turn, smile at the judge.
Well...
A little wave, a little wink.
He doesn't go on looks and smiles, it goes on a lot of skill and discipline now.
I'm sure he does, but let me tell you, if I'd have been a judge, I would have been a complete mess.
Right.
What about the horse? How's that handling?
Well, Sedanzik wasn't doing too well. He shied away from the water jump, and that's when I really began to lose it.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, if you ever have any more problems with him, you can ride me around the paddock.
Thank you. Anyway, I think that next year I'll have better luck.
How do you ride a horse?
How do I ride?
How do you ride a horse?
Well, I've been riding since the age of about 5. I don't think it's anything you can learn. I think it's something that's in the blood.
Sedanzik
Is my horse, yeah. And I shall be back next year and I shall win on him.
You tell him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank you. Katrina Parfit, a lady.
Yeah, right, I'm a gambling addict, right? But I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Because an habit, right, is like a woman. If you don't look after it, spend money on it, treat it nice, it will leave you. You know what I mean? It will leave you. And I believe in winning at any cost. There you go, mate. Nice one. Result. Hey, what about that? A fiver. Winning at any cost. Cost me £300, but I'm a winner.
I think there's just time for a quick look at the betting. Number 1, Butcher's Boy, 7-1. Number 2, The Milkman, 5-4. Number 3, Can't Get Enough, 2-1. Number 4, I'm Sick of It, 5-4 on favourite. Number 5, Know What I Mean, 9-2. And number 6, My Wife, put on a little weight recently, but she can still go a bit, and she's a good bet at 5-1. And very good on soft ground. And we're still having trouble with the pictures, so it'll be commentary only in this one. And I believe, yes, the flag's up, that understarter's orders, and they're off. And first to show is My Wife Can't Get Enough, and I'm sick of it. But the milkman's chasing My Wife. And as they race towards the stand side, it's My Wife Can't Get Enough for the milkman, Know What I Mean, and I'm sick of it. So it's the milkman all alone with My Wife, Know What I Mean. It's these two going at it like the clappers, and I'm sick of it. But coming up from behind is Butcher's Boy now with My Wife and Butcher's Boy as they just complete their first jump. It's My Wife Can't Get Enough from Butcher's Boy, and I'm sick of it, Know What I Mean. And as they reach the final furlong marker, back comes the milkman. So it's the milkman and Butcher's Boy Can't Get Enough from My Wife. Both these two now with My Wife, and I'm sick of it. As they cross the finish, there's a photo of the milkman, My Wife, and Butcher's Boy. And here it is.
Funny enough, right, I spend most of my money following Tim Henman around the world, because I am a member of the Centre Court firm. Serve and destroy, yeah? Like last Belgian Open, right? We took the Richard Kreutzig end, right? I mean, we took the old bloody end. They didn't know what hit them. I mean, don't expect it to go off there midway through a third set tie break. Whoa! Whoa! We had them. I mean, after like 10 pints of Pimm's, you know what I mean, a couple of punnets, it's like, come on!
Well, another wonderful day's play here at Wimbledon, and the weather on our side for a change. All the top seeds went through, much as expected, but just before we look ahead to race highlights, there were 2 British players out on court today. All eyes were on Gemma Rogers and Caroline Summers. They were involved in a doubles match against the top-seeded Australian pair out on court number 4. Well, they'll be joining me in just a moment, but first, let's take a quick look at one of their best moments in that match.
Lovely day for it, Derek.
I suppose it is, but I thought we were going to play tennis.
Is Thomas Balls. And this is his racket. You can see why they didn't have many rallies back in 1890. The rackets weren't strong. But then the humble domestic cat supplied the answer.
Well, you lost the match eventually, 6-love, 6-love. So the crowd certainly were behind you.
I know. Yeah, they were. I was a bit surprised about that. I thought they'd be to the side and more like...
Do you think you learned anything at all from the experience?
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, we have. Yeah, we've learnt that we've got to hit the balls harder.
Yes. And Sue, we've got to run much faster, haven't we?
Yeah. Well, we've got to run at all.
Right, Toby. Now, I've explained the rest of the rules to you. It's first of 9. I shall serve. So, good luck. Positions. Right, are we ready? One. Come on, hold. Come on. That's it, thank you. Right. 2. Here it comes. 3. Come on, Toby. Ah, unlucky. 4 love. Come on. 5, 6. Thank you. Right then. That's 8 love. Game point. And this man win. Yes! Yeah!
Oi, I'm being interviewed here, mate. Right, look at homegrown talent, right? Lance Lewis, right, Radetzky. I don't like people slagging this off, right? Well, mate, it's like that Indian geezer, right? What he clung on at the undercarriage of that jumbo, right? Yeah? People reckon, yeah, we kicked him back out, and people reckon we didn't give him a fair trial. But I've got a mate at the MCC, I know for a fact he was in the nets. 3 days, his bowling was shit. He got to go, you know what I mean? He's got to go. You know what I mean?
Look, listen to me, right? I'm English, right? I invented this game racially. Now, when you bowl, you're supposed to walk nicely back to your mark. Get that sort of faraway look on your face. Masturbate enigmatically. You know, for about 4 or 5 minutes. So the cameras can all get you in focus.
No, Toby, over here. Come on, go. Your mother will adjudicate. Right then, no, underarm. Be a lot easier for you. Good bowler. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 26. 26 of the Queen's runs.
Saw the start of the South London Unorthodox Amateur Athletics Association Sports Week. Here we see competitors from the Bromley Operatic Society in the 100 metres singing relay.
You are? Fascinating rhythm, you've got me on the run. Fascinating rhythm, gotta miss your baby. I think we'll want to know why I must kick like a flipper. Each morning I get up with a
Here we are for the start of the 400 metres standing still dash. Inside lane is Grandy of Ireland, number 2 Thomas of Hairy Harriers, 3 is Harrington of Cambridge, and 4 is Cambridge of Harrington. They're getting ready now, and they're off. It's Harrington, the inside lane, who's making the game. Grandy's pushing him, then Cambridge with Thomas as the back marker. Hey, it looks like Thomas. No, it's Grandy. I should think it was a bird. No, Grandy, Thomas. No, it's Grandy. It's Thomas. It's Grandy, Thomas. No, I think it was Grandy, but it's a photo of 2nd and 3rd.
Welcome to the most exciting and interesting event in the Winter Olympics calendar, the ski shooting competition. And first to shoot is Derek Olesen from Sweden, who is trying to bring down the Frenchman, Emile Chevalier. In the last Olympics, Olesen was winged in the leg by Chevalier, so he's looking for his revenge today. Up he goes, nice jump. Has it been hit? He didn't take any evasive action, it's difficult to say. No, he's all right, and Olesen will be very disappointed with that miss. But he's got 2 more shots at another target left.
Paul!
This time he's going for the Italian, Giovanni Vigormorti. Now, the Swedes hate the Italians even more than the French, so Olesen will be making a special effort here. Here he goes. And that looks a good shot! Olesen looks pleased, yes! Yes, he's done it! He got the eye tie in both legs.
Well, I think tonight's programme proved beyond any doubt that sport's very funny indeed. Obviously not all the time, like when Monica Seles, the girl, she got knifed up the back. Nothing funny about that. And that the Colombian footballer who scored the own goal and then he got shot in the head in the car park. That wasn't funny either, was it? A little bit funny. Anyway, I'd like to leave you tonight with a quote from the late songwriter James Morrison. This is the end, beautiful friend. Lost in a romance, wilderness of pain, all the children are insane, waiting for the summer rain. Good night.
Brad is pushing him, then Cambridge.
Tucked in neatly. Hang a bit in a minute.
And this, go.
Yeah, all right, I've lost a lot of money tonight, yeah? But a weaker man than me, right, he'd have pissed off home much earlier. He'd have gone by now, he'd have his tea and all that crap. Right, and I'll tell you something, right, there are very, very few people that could claim to be the last person here tonight. Very few. Well, I'm off.